It's a plumbing at Cattail Cove. Two things to worry about, both of them marked in red. This plug right here, which needs to come out, and this faucet, which is underneath here, again marked in red, and sometimes you have to dig it out. It's covered it.
Uncovering the drain spot.
Covered the drain spot, and you have to put your arm way down in there, and sometimes there's a snake at the bottom. And it's a faucet that opens and closes. So that has to be opened to drain and close. You can't see it down there. The cabin, you go under the cabin, there's a shut off to number 1, so you can drain number 1 and still use number 2. And then there are shut offs, 2 shut offs under cabin 2 for the cabin 2 itself.
The line for 1 and 2.
Yeah. Pressure tank for the resort, and the pump controls are right here. Up is on, down is off. A drain right there, and a shut-off valve for the rest of the resort going down to 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's the line right there. The souvenir of time has gone by.
Nothing.
Drained by opening it when we leave, and closed. Not too hard to figure it out. Lots of times people will ignore this, and all of a sudden you hear this huge amount of rushing water. That's because that was not turned off. Now, but we have to open them so the air can get out as the water comes in. Couple of drainage spots here and here. Those need to be shut off. And this is one of the great secrets. This is another shut off for this cabin. So that needs to be opened in order to get water in the cabin.
Cabin 3.
Line going down all the other cabins. Open like this, closed like that.
Can you say that again?
This is open in line with the pipe, and this is closed. This goes to 9, and it's closed like that. Which, if it's crosswise to the pipe, then it's not open. Pump.
Need to make sure this is on because it controls the pump.
The sewer pump.
The sewer pump.
All the sewer stuff comes from 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there's a pump in the bottom of this, and it pumps it back up into the play yard. So the pump has to be turned on. If the sewer is backing up, it's probably right here. The pump is not working or something's wrong. Sometimes stones get in the pump and it can't pump. Everything is off now. There's a description. And you have to probably put tape over the hot water heater because people turn on the electricity, they turn everything on here. There's no water in the water thing, and within a few minutes it's melted the heating coils in the is a panel, and there's a shut-off valve underneath there for this cabin, and a shut-off going down to 6, 7, and 8. So you have to low crawl under here and open that panel, and it's right. And you see how high the water is. It's a drain right in there, and this is closed, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So shows you that the water is pretty close to the surface here.
So the drains for cabin 6.
Just a place in the sewer pipe. The sewer gets plugged up that they can put a snake down there and run it through. The problem with the sewer for 6, 7, and 8 is, as you can see, it's pretty level here. And so there isn't a big slant. And if there's not a lot of water running through it, I might get a problem.
This is the shut-off between 6 and 7.
Wow, I've never seen that before. Great. Yeah, it's funny. I said, oh, there's the pipe that comes from over there. There's got to be a shut. I started looking right here. Differently, you just turn this. Doesn't have a faucet.
Shut-off between 7 and 8.
There, and it's hard to find. Usually when the grass is high. Yeah, take it in relative to the other cabin so you can see. Take just a close up.
There is also a faucet in here that needs to be shut off under this water.
Things difficult. Every one of these almost requires a different kind of program to close it. They do their own thing. You need to make sure that that's closed.
Drain and shut off for 9.
It's not. This is the well for the resort, for all the cabins except the Cove House. And it has electrical control which goes back to the pole we saw before. And there's also a drain right here. And I have to make sure that that's closed, otherwise it spews water all over the place. Here. And there is the shut-off. And you hear the water shooting in there. And the whole rest of the resort is going nuts. And you see the pressure right here. It's 50. Now it's gone down to about 40. And close that up. The air is enforced.
Major leaks here. Again, you can see this open line to 8 and the point, and closed to 9.
Drains for 5, and those are closed. Then the hot water starts filling up, otherwise you got a big bubble in there.
Don't get confused.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell which is hot and cold because the hot needs to get